Alright, it's time for another epic showdown here on our channel. Today, we're putting two of the most popular phone monitoring apps head-to-head, Umobix vs. mSpy. If you're trying to figure out which one is right for you, stay tuned. I'm gonna break down their features, pricing, pros and cons, and finally crown a winner. Before we dive into the nitty-gritty details, let's start with a quick overview of each app. Both Umobix and mSpy are designed to help you monitor smartphone activity. They're mainly used by parents keeping an eye on their kids or employers checking company devices. You can track messages, calls, social media activity, location, and much more, but they do it in slightly different ways, and that's what we're about to compare. Let's start off by talking about features, because after all, that's one of the most important things, right? Umobix has a lot of features. It tracks calls, texts, and GPS location in real time. It also monitors more than 30 social media and messaging apps including WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and many others. It also has a feature called remote device control. For example, you can turn on the camera or microphone without the user knowing and even use the device's GPS to find its location. Data updates on Umobix are almost instant. On the other hand, mSpy is a little more modest. It also tracks calls, texts, and GPS location and monitors popular apps such as WhatsApp, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook Messenger, and more. However, it focuses more on providing a stable and clean dashboard that's easy to navigate and understand. One of mSpy's unique features is its keyword alerts. So let's say you're a parent and you're worried about your kid using certain apps. With mSpy, you can set up alerts for specific words or phrases. So if your kid types in certain keywords in any of their messages or social media posts, you'll get notified. Next up, let's talk about ease of use, because nobody likes complicated software, right? Well, Umobix is pretty simple to use. The setup process is straightforward, and once it's installed, you have access to a ton of data. However, you may need to access the target device more frequently to update some features. For example, to update call logs or message logs, you need to connect to the device. On the other hand, mSpy is extremely beginner-friendly. Once it's installed on the target device, you can manage almost everything from one dashboard without much maintenance. Now, compatibility is important too. Both apps work on Android and iOS. However, Umobix works best on newer versions of Android and non-jailbroken iPhones. mSpy also supports both platforms well, but for full features on iOS, you might need to jailbreak the device. Alright, let's talk about pricing, because that's always a big concern. Both apps offer different pricing plans, but in general, Umobix is slightly cheaper month to month. However, both apps often have discounts if you buy several months at once. The pricing changes quite often, so it's always worth checking their official sites for the latest deals. Before we announce the winner, let's go over some quick pros and cons for each app. Starting with Umobix, a major pro is that it covers more social media platforms and apps. The data updates are super fast, almost instant, and it has extra remote control features that mSpy doesn't have. On the con side, some users have reported that the interface isn't as beginner-friendly and it might drain the battery faster on the target device. Now mSpy, one of the biggest pros is that it's very easy to use and set up. It has reliable performance and a clean dashboard. And it offers keyword alerts for specific apps, which is a handy feature. On the con side, it doesn't track as many social media apps compared to Umobix, and it lacks some of the advanced remote control features. So it's time to announce the winner, and the trophy goes to, drumroll please, Umobix. Why did it win? Well, it offers more features, especially when it comes to social media tracking and monitoring. Plus, it has that extra remote control functionality. It's great for those who need deep control and want lots of data, But remember, mSpy is a strong contender too, especially for beginners or those who value simplicity and ease of use. Thanks for watching this episode of App Showdown. If you liked it, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and leave your ideas for future showdowns in the comments below. We'll see you next time.